Hello everyone and welcome to Tailored Acres. I'm Taylor and I'm a home gardener in Wisconsin Zone 4B. And today I'm going to be tackling my asparagus patch. It is a very sunny day. So 2 years ago actually, I planted these bare root and I put lots of compost on top of them, but I don't think I did much for them last year, and the weeds also took over. So today I want to cut back the old asparagus because I let them grow last year and die off naturally just to produce more energy for the roots. So this year I should be able to harvest some of the asparagus, which is really exciting. I did have some asparagus beetle issues last year, which I'll be trying to tackle this year. And then I want to make sure that these have enough nutrients for their growing cycle for this year as well. So I'm trying to do some specialized fertilizer for them, and then also more compost along with some mulch on top. So my first step here is going to be to get this all cleaned out. You can see it's just full of weeds and then the old growth. So I'm going to work on getting that cleaned out first. I wanted to show you guys what I'm dealing with out here. So I have this grass that grows on runners. Look at that. It's just like, it's all through here. We need to come up with a better way to cut it off from the yard here. Super frustrating. I've got my weeding all done. It took me over an hour to get this little section done because I have so many of those weeds that have those long runners, which is really frustrating, but asparagus is worth it. I keep telling myself that. So next we are gonna do the fertilizer. So I had a soil test done through UW-Madison Soils Lab last year, and the only thing I was really low in was potash. So wood stove ash is a really good source for that. So I have some of that, and I'm gonna be putting that on all of my beds this year. The next thing I have is blood meal. So this is a really good source of organic nitrogen, and I do all organic stuff here. So I'm just going to be putting a little bit of this on because you can see it's pretty strong in the nitrogen. The next thing I have here is this guy. So bone meal. Oh yeah, like I don't know if I meant to grab this, but this is a good source of phosphorus. So that is going to balance out to get us some phosphorus. And then for the last one I've got here, I'm just going to do a little bit of this organic, just all-purpose fertilizer. So that will get us a little bit more of everything. So not a whole lot of this, mostly the rest of this. So I'm going to get that put on next. And it is super windy today, so I'm probably going to need a shower after this. Okay, bone meal is next. And we've got some blood meal. And blood meal is also great for strawberries. I'll be doing that as well. Okay, and then just the all organic, all-purpose. And all these are slow release, so we don't have to worry about like burning plants or anything like that. Although the asparagus roots are so deep, it's going to take a while for this fertilizer to get down there. And I am doing this pretty early in the spring because we don't want to disturb the asparagus once they start growing, which will be pretty soon. Next is the compost. So I would really like to do a lot more compost on these, but I've been making my own and I just haven't been able to make very much. So everything just gets a little bit. I would probably like to put like an inch or two on if I could. This is what I'm going to be using for mulch this year. It's just grass clippings and leaves from last fall. So it is broken down a little bit, so it should actually stay and not just blow away. But I wanted to give that a try. I did last year and the year before use pine shavings, which actually worked really good. I have nothing against that. And I think it's a really good method to use too. But this should break down into more compost, which is a good cycle to get going. So I started out by just spreading out what I had raked off before I put the fertilizer on. And I do this in my vegetable garden as well. It makes the best compost, or mulch, sorry, because it does just break down and adds to your soil. So I usually just add some more on top because I do what's, well, I'm trying to do like the no-till method. I don't till anything anymore. When I first was getting started, I had to because my soil was so compacted. But now after doing this for a few years, last year, really my first year doing it fully, it has been working really good for me. And obviously you can't till where the asparagus is anyway. So, all right, well, I'm just going to finish this and then we're going to talk about the asparagus beetles because they really had at it last year. So here's what my bed turned out like this year. I'm hoping this will suppress the annual weeds that I struggled with last year, but I'm still going to have to be pulling those runners out, that grass with those runners. So unfortunately, but this should make the soil nice and fluffy, not compacted at all, and hopefully have a good harvest. So lastly, let's talk about the asparagus beetles. Last year was the first year that I noticed that I had them, and what I noticed was like little chunks out of my asparagus, and then some of the tips of them were like bent over a little bit. So when I inspected them closer, I could see the beetles on them. I also found lots of eggs, and those usually are at the top. So that was my clue that they were infested, unfortunately. So last year, what I did was I picked them off manually and put them into a bucket of soapy water. So hopefully that will help reduce the population for this year. I also tried to remove the eggs that I found, but those hatch pretty quick. So you really got to be diligent about that. So those two things I'm going to continue this year. I'm also going to get some ladybugs and release them in that area from Nature's Good Guys. I did that last year as well, but this year I'm going to focus on that area, especially around like late May. That's usually when the asparagus beetles are out. Well, like when your asparagus really starts going, that's when the asparagus beetles are going to be out. So those three things I'm going to do this year. If I'm not successful in controlling their population this year, next year I may look into some sort of like organic pesticide, possibly neem oil or something like that. But first I want to try to handle it this way this year. So I'm hoping that you are not dealing with that. It was really devastating because I was going to pick a few asparagus, but it's like by the time I got to them, they had already been eaten, unfortunately. So I'm really hoping this year I can stay on top of it and get that problem eradicated. So I hope that you found this video useful in your yearly asparagus maintenance, and happy gardening.